Hi, this is Miss Lavodi, and this is your option number 1, a comic book style pop art portrait. Open your reference picture for your pop art portrait in Tayasui Sketches Pro. Once your picture is open, make the picture more transparent by sliding the opacity scale down. You do this by clicking the gear icon in the layers box once your reference photo is imported. Import your photo from the 3 dots at the top and then click the down arrow. Now when you bring in your layers, tap the 3 stacked paper icons in the upper right hand corner. You can add a layer above it, which is where we're going to work. But then also on your reference photo layer, tap the gear icon and then slide the opacity scale down a little bit so that way your photograph isn't so dark. So we're going to drag this layer underneath the previous layer. We want to create a comic book style outline in this layer. So I'm using the brush tool and I'm trying to create lines that are thick and thin that have different line weight around everything that I see in the portrait. Once your outline layer is done, you can create another layer to bring underneath it, and in this layer you can start to add color. Pretty much every new color area I recommend making into a new layer. So I'm also using the patterns tool in this because it's going to allow me to, if I click the lasso, to create a shape around one of my spaces, and then it'll automatically fill it in with the pattern that I select. There's a lot of options, which is great for pop art because when we look at work from pop artists using this style, we see a lot of that dot patterning. I'll be working with a primary color scheme for this painting. So you'll see me utilizing red, yellow, blue, and I'm going and using again that lasso tool. It allows me to create a shape and it automatically fills the shape in. Remember to separate out your layers for different parts of the artwork. So I'm keeping the hair in the same layer as the face, but then later on I will do the flowers on a separate layer. In the face, I'm going to use a dot pattern to suggest a little bit of shadow on the one side, and that way it doesn't fill the entire face in with dots, which can look a little distracting. Then underneath that dot layer, I'm going to add a more transparent skin tone color. This is what my layers look like at this stage. I have my outline layer, I have hair, lips, and some pattern on the clothing, and then I have a layer for underneath color for underneath the clothing, underneath the face. Once you have all of the details taken care of, then you can go in and you can decide to make a background. So you would bring a layer all the way underneath all of your other layers. I recommend creating something interesting with the halftone pattern. So this is found in the patterns dialog box, okay? And inside of that pattern box too, you can add shapes, so you can create a speech bubble. So it looks something like this. In the patterns icon also you'll find the speech bubble, and you'll find text that you can use. It just takes a little bit of manipulating to get the text to be large enough the way you want to see it. I recommend typing it out in separate stages. And then this is your final image, which you can save to your device.